Thanks. Sorry about that. First question is for Sloot. I just want to know the last time that you had a snatch block in a game.
Snatch block. That's a good
What's
one.
a snatch block?
When you go like, whoo.
Oh, that might be the first
wait,
ever
when
in
did
my
that
career.
happen?
Do you don't remember that?
No.
I remember all your blocks.
When did it happen?
Remember when there was kind of... I'll tell her later.
Okay.
Answer the question.
No worries.
Yep.
And the second question, also for Courtney, is at what point during that fourth quarter run, if there was a possession or kind of an area of the game where you felt like you turned it around, whether it was taking care of the ball or defense or anything like that?
I think it was when Jocelyn hit that three on the wing. We kind of just set up a play. We let it kind of develop. And, it just happened to be that she, we just executed really well and she knocked it down. Joss had great minutes for us tonight. I think that was a big turning point for us.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go over to Jeff, and just a reminder on one question and a follow as the team is traveling. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Coach, on that note, Jocelyn Willoughby played some big minutes tonight in a tight game early on. What do you think of the way she capitalized on her opportunity tonight, and how much could a Jocelyn Willoughby back in the rotation help this group moving forward?
Well, look, I think Joss just stayed ready for a moment, came on and executed perfectly, took the shots when she was open, played really great defense, and that's what we expect of her. And, I see what we need out there in regard of how we got Sabrina and Nescu coming back as well too. But Joss, we know that we have total trust in her. If we do put her out there and she'll do, play really hard, that's what we'll always expect from her.
Absolutely, thank you for that. And Breanna, this team could very well play Chicago in the 1-8 matchup, knock on wood. So what did you learn about the Chicago Sky team tonight, particularly when it comes to facing them in a multifaceted playoff series?
Yeah, I don't think we learned just one thing tonight. We learned it over playing them 4 times this year, but just the fact that they're relentless, they don't stop, they have tons of offensive firepower, and the biggest thing is they don't stop.
Appreciate your time and insight, all three of you. Congrats on the win. Safe travels to Dell.
Jackie?
Hi, all. Congrats on the win. Sandy, I'll start with you. How would you describe what this team looked like before the 22-0 run and then during the 22-0 run? And how do you think everyone was able to flip the switch?
Yeah, look, I wish I had the right answer for you there. I don't know why we came out. It didn't resemble anything that we've been doing lately. I don't know if complacency or fatigue stepped in, but we know we weren't at our best. And it was just more like, come on, let's go, let's execute, let's be more aggressive, let's have, trust each other on the offensive end, let's move them around. And we got back to it. This team is tough, and it's way more fun when we got back to it too. It wasn't as much fun early, but it's a good game for us to have some adversity like that heading into the playoffs and being able to claw our way out and get a really, really good win.
And Breanna, for you, on the broadcast, we were able to hear something Sandy said to y'all in the huddle. She said that she didn't recognize the team earlier in the game, and she sort of said that you guys got back to the team that she knows. What do you think happened for this group to remind her of the team that she knows?
I think just continuing to keep our composure, stay poised, and know, what everyone is good at, and make sure that when we're on the court that we do that and we leave it all on the court. And that really started with defense. When we were able to lock in, we were able to get stops, get rebounds. Then we had a ton of threes in the fourth. But we know the style that we need to play. We need to make sure that, we set our own standard every single night.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Miles?
Hi, all. Stewie, I wanted to ask you about Courtney's performance today, because 20 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 steals, 2 blocks across the timeline. So that's the first time in history that someone has put together that line in WNBA history. What did Sloot just bring for you as a team from opening tip, especially with those 3 threes in that 22-0 run late in the game today?
I thought she just brought really energy and her ability to do multiple things, and you see it with that stat line. But defensively, her steals, she's got her hands on a lot of balls, and that helped lead us to a lot of fast break stuff. I said that she should have got 5 more rebounds, so I guess we'll work on that later. But I think, to see Sloot like this, to see her, confident and comfortable and in her element is exactly what we want, and, why she's the best at what she does.
Thank you. And Courtney, a couple of milestones for the Liberty today. Obviously, it's the first ever 30-win season in franchise history, but also broke the record for the most 20-plus assists games in WNBA history. So just the ball sharing on this team and the unselfishness, I know you guys talk about it a lot, but how does that really manifest, especially when you have these close games throughout that then you can pull away late? How does that trust kind of come through in those moments?
Yeah, I think it was built over time, although we didn't have the offensive chemistry the entire season. It was something that was grown over time. But assist and that was something that kind of came almost natural to us because we have so many different playmakers on the team. That's what it is. We have a lot of firepower on the offensive end, but a lot of unselfishness, and that's kind of the name of the game when we all came together and decided we wanted to do this, is that we needed everybody, and we were going to use everybody. And I think once we kind of took that step, and that's you've seen that growth after All-Star, is just being able to share the ball and use everybody's strengths.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Brian?
Hi, everybody. Sandy, my first question's for you. In the first 3 quarters, Copper had 23 points, but in the fourth quarter, only 2 field goal attempts in total. What started to work for you guys as far as defending her as we got into the fourth and as the game wrapped up?
Yeah, we got more aggressive. Ideally we would have liked to have done that a little bit more over the course of the game, but, we got locked in and we got more aggressive and made it really hard for her. And then she missed some. She's a great player, but if you let her feel comfortable, she's going to really hurt us. She hurt us for 30 minutes and, we locked down and got, made it really hard for her in that fourth.
Thank you. And Courtney, in the first quarter, I think there was about 8 straight minutes without a whistle being called, and the game was really going at a super frenetic pace. How do you think you guys were able to sort of corral the pace and get it to where you guys wanted it as the game went on?
Yeah, sometimes that happens, and we do want to play at a fast pace, but knowing that we can slow it down and execute in the half court, once we kind of got settled in, really not until the fourth quarter when we started playing the way we want to play at our pace, dictating them on defense. Sometimes that happens, but I think we figured out a way to be successful.
Thank you, guys.
We'll finish with Erica.
Thank you. Sandy, this one will be for you, and apologies if you already hit this while I was in the Chicago room, but can you talk about the Chicago game plan and how they executed up until that fourth quarter and how they made things a little bit difficult, but then also what you liked about how your team was able to respond?
Yeah, look, I think they came out mixing up their defenses. It took us out of rhythm a little bit. We fell under their hands of not playing, just moving the ball, getting to the second and third side, and we were missing a lot of shots and we weren't taking great ones. So once we settled into our game and started doing that and, knew what was coming and we made some shots, it kind of changed the flow of the game. We knew they were going to come out and be aggressive and, they're still alive, obviously, but I'm happy that we were able to steady the ship in the fourth quarter and exploit some of the stuff they're doing.
And then finally, just thinking about being able in the last handful of games to get your bench activated. I know that's been something that you've talked to us a lot about throughout the season, but we've really been able to see that come to fruition in the last games, not just due to injury, but I think just, can you talk through what the coaching staff is thinking there and how you've been able to get extended minutes for some bench players?
Yeah, we always said that, our bench is going to be important for us to go far in the playoffs. And when you have a new team coming in, a lot of new players, we had to get the chemistry with our starters. So they were playing a fair bit. We weren't playing, we're still trying to work it out at both ends of the floor. Especially early in the season. But after the All-Star, that was our intent. It's like, okay, I think we've got everyone going. We got JJ going. That was important for us. And now it was about getting our bench going. And and they're all very important. They all are different, but they complement the starters really well. And so we mixed up things in training, how we actually prepared and gave them some minutes when they could. But they're all professional. They just stayed ready, and they're giving us really good minutes now.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
We'll take one more for Coach.
Oh.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. Just wanted to piggyback with a question off the bench. With the season winding down, the playoffs coming up, will there be a more concerted effort, hopefully, with Breanna coming back from injury to kind of mix in the bench with these starting roles a bit more as the postseason comes around?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, as long as we're maintaining a really high level of play, that's the key, and making sure we got the right matchups out there. And that takes time too. Like you talk about the chemistry of the starters. Now you have to have the chemistry of what works better and with others, and we've tried and errored a little bit, but I think we've got a good feel for it now. And then it's like, who's playing well on the day? I mean, that's what we're looking forward to, because you still want to get the starters, keeping them in good rhythm as well.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
See you guys.
Thanks, everyone.